Dear friends, look at aluminum tree. It's called Paulownia. Originated from China. I know all the stuff that comes from China right now is has the bad name behind it. It's fastest growing tree on the planet. I'm not talking about grass, I'm talking about tree. This tree is hard to ignite. The temperature needed to ignite it, to set it on fire, is so high, so it's pretty safe to build out of Paulownia. It grows 8 times quicker than oak. Oak is great for building, for all kind of decorations, but Paulownia is the way to go. 8 times faster, maybe 7, depends on the weather. We unfortunately in Vermont and in our special location don't have enough sun. No, Vermont has sun, but we live between mountains, so we're losing about 3 hours compared to our neighbors. 3 hours of daylight. You see the trees, you see behind me there is trees, and our neighbors who live on the top of the mountain or on flat land, they has much more sun and it's more intense. So the tree would be even taller. I believe probably 6 feet taller if we had it, if we would expose it to full sunlight day. My English getting better and better actually. Okay, so in theory, we're gonna find out next year. In theory, the first year, as long as it grew, you see it grew about, I don't know, we're gonna measure it now. The next year it's gonna split on the top, boom, and all these leaves, all these branches I'm gonna chop down, so I'm gonna end up with the trunk, with one thick trunk, and every year it will get thicker and thicker and thicker. That trunk that grew first year would stay straight, and the rest on the top will just split, just like normal tree. And this, the bottom, the first year tree growth, that would be useful for lumber. Also, aluminum tree is so durable and light, that's why it's called aluminum tree. Skateboard, snowboard, ski, made of it. Growing this tree is the way to go for business, and for lumber, hopefully next year we'll be able to expand. We'll take not cuttings but microcloning, when you take very little tissue and make it the whole tree. So we can take like million clones out of one tree. It's not cutting, it's not just grafting, cloning, it's actually different method that involves agar, gel and growing hormones. Okay, now we're gonna check how long is it grew. Did it grow? I'm kind of stupid. Okay, I should do it opposite way. Let's see. Don't move, please, don't move, DeVault. I rely on you. Okay, we got 11 feet in 1 year. And this is the procedure. This is what you do. First year, you take seed or you take cutting, you put it in pot and it grows. Then wherever grew first year, you chop down, and the root system you plant it outside, outdoors. Irrigation, drip irrigation would work great, because the first year most important, because you need first year body as long as possible. 11 feet. This is the great result. All others behind me, they way smaller because there is even less light. They wasn't getting enough light. And honestly, first month and a half I didn't water them at all, because I forget about them. I was pretty busy with my hemp. I use my hemp as mulch. Look, I'll show you what I mean by cut it off. So much mulch. Oh, actually, it's huge, huh? Look at this. Look at these roots. It stink. You see, this is my drip irrigation. I like to dig it. I don't like to just put it on the top. Okay. It's not gonna work for me. I'm not gonna dig that deep. Okay, cover it. Let's cover it. You see, this is Paulownia leaves. They so rich with protein, so it's good for animal feeding. Also, if you animal, you can eat it with salad. Okay, I'm not gonna dig it so deep. Let me take you to another spot. You see, this tiny, and I was removing some leaves because I don't know how to treat them. So you see the logic like that. Next year I'm gonna have naked trunk, and on the top it will just keep splitting. And all I care about the main straight trunk, boom, because I'm gonna make lumber out of it. Those babies, chop down, I don't need them. Why? Because don't see the reason for them to expand their roots and suck energy from large ones. This one kind of large too, but this one didn't get enough sunlight. That's why, and look, I want to keep it just like that for next year and see how it's gonna grow. Because who knows, it might start growing from here, and I have to chop these branches down too. We'll see. This is the experiment. This is Paulownia I forgot about. I just trying to show you guys the trunk, the way I chop it down. You see, this is how Paulownia looks like if you don't cut the bunch of branches. And all this bunch of branches, you see how it grows? Boom, boom, boom. This is how it grows. That was the main branch. I took it. This is the grandfather branch. Then I cut it, and this is the main branch. And then I forgot about it, and it starts splitting. You see, it splits when anything interrupts it. Let's say if you pinch off the top, boom, it's gonna split. It's just like fuming. Fuming is, fuck, I missed. Fuming trimming for cannabis, for hemp that we grow. This is the smallest Paulownia I have. I just forget about it, like, for good. I thought it's that. You see, this is the main trunk, and this is the main shoots. Let's say if I wanted for next year to grow just one trunk straight, I just chop down all this. You see, pow. If I cut them off or peel them off, boom, 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 that's it. This is how I'm gonna have one big trunk, just like first tree. And you see, the main trunk will remain ugly like that. But I've seen the large Paulownia, it will overgrow it, and it will actually grow on the top of the main trunk. So it will expand like this. And now, the magic time. Once you guys harvest the trunk for lumber in 7-8 years, you can do the same thing, like grow it and repeat cycle every 6-7 years. Chop it down and you will have a bunch of shoots coming from the same trunk, up to 6 times. So we have money coming out of the ground for 48 years. First, in 8 years, boom, you take your lumber, and then 6 more times. So 6 by 6 by 8, okay, around 50 years. You will have 50 years of gain from one root system. Isn't it not a magic? It is magic. And this is the magical tree. I don't like huge leaves, to be honest, the way it looks. Yeah, but it's so useful. So rich with protein. Yum, 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 yum. If I were a god, I would love this tree. We are the only channel who showed it in America. Please follow us, subscribe, and share with your grandmother. Because if you don't share with your grandmother, I will tell her you're a bad grandson. Was it joke too much? Yeah, everybody's so sensitive now. So please, friends, subscribe. Okay. Хорошо?